friends, I am Sajid and welcome back to my channel Sajid. In today's video, I try to do the 120 FPS gameplay comparison test between the Poco X3 Pro versus the Realme X7 Max 2. Yes friends, both phones they do have the 120 FPS display and really very good powerful processor, but still few of the smartphones they don't support the 120 FPS. Let's see. In this case, I'll try to use two games which are selected right now, which is Getaway 2 and the Ace Force. These two games supports the 120 FPS gaming. That's perfect, 100%. Now let's see friends which UI is really optimized to play the 120 FPS really properly. That's what I'm going to test in this video. So for that, first we need to check what refresh rate I'm trying to use in the setting. Let me show you exactly. So this is a refresh rate which I'm trying to use is 120Hz in the Poco X3 Pro with the Snapdragon 860 chipset. And let me show you the Realme X7 Max refresh rate. And is a refresh rate which I'll try to select to the 120Hz. As you can see, Realme X7 Max 120Hz, dimensity 1200. So now I did select the 120Hz. So let's see. Let's test which phone will be able to play these games at 120 FPS. That is what I'm going to check right now. So right now, as you can see friends, exactly in the Poco X3 Pro, as soon as you turn on the game, you're getting exact 120 FPS. This is a real-time FPS that I'm trying to use. As you can see, it's not decreasing. It's perfect, and even the game turbo also you can get everything fine working. As you can see, it's perfect working. But in the Realme X7 Max device on the other hand, so it doesn't work with the higher 120 FPS gaming, but there's some other trick which you need to do. So to get this kind of 120 FPS supporting, as you can see right now, it will be able to support 120 FPS as well, but you need to do some other trick to get this kind of 120 FPS. So this is a problem with the Realme UI at this point. What is happening is that with the Realme UI, sometimes you won't get the 120 FPS if you directly open the game. You won't get. So you need to follow some other trick to make this happen. So that is the one problem is going on. And in the Poco X3 Pro, there's no problem at all. Straight away you can play the game directly in the 120 FPS, and there is built-in real-time FPS floating bar as well. So where you can actually see the real-time FPS count, as you can see, without even depending on the game turbo or anything. That's the one pretty good advantage which I would definitely say in the Poco X3 Pro. So now let's try another game, which is S4. So in the Realme X7 Max also 120 FPS games are supported, but you need to do different kind of trick to make it work. That's the one thing which I thought of mentioning. And next game is the S4. So as soon as I open this game, the game goes into 60 Hz. As you can see, it's not detecting high FPS count. That's another, again, same problem. But let's open this Poco X3 Pro's phone. This is a Poco X3 Pro. So let's see in this phone what happens with the FPS count. I think now, so sorry for the disturbance friend, there's a small problem with the internet connection, that's it. So now we will be able to play the 120 FPS in this game. As you can see, absolutely fine without any kind of problem. So we may not be able to reach exactly 120 FPS, but still we are getting the high FPS than the 60 FPS. That is what I mean. Let me try to start playing this game first. Let's start the game and show you exactly what is the refresh rate I'm trying to get. As you can see friends, the real-time FPS I'm getting about exactly close to 113 and 115. That's perfectly working without any kind of problem. As you can see, absolutely. So I'm getting about 119 and 119 FPS and 117 FPS, no problem. So let's check in the Realme X7 Max whether the Realme X7 Max will be able to get this kind of higher FPS 119 or not. That's what I'm going to check. And is a refresh rate, as you can see, it's staying exactly at 60 FPS only. As you can see friends, exact 60 FPS, it's not increasing. So overall, let me try to use that kind of trick, and let's see whether this game will be able to play in using those kind of tricks. I think now we can actually play at the 120 FPS as well. As you can see, now we are getting 120 FPS. So most of the games you need to play, if you want to play at high refresh rate, you need to do this kind of trick. Yes, that's a brightness trick which I did upload plenty of videos. In case if you have any other doubts, you can check those videos as well, which I uploaded recently. So now you will be able to play the 120 FPS without any kind of problem. Even this game is working, as you can see friends, clearly. So just sort of showing you the side-by-side difference between Poco X3 Pro and the Realme X7 Max device, how their both phones are handling 120 FPS easily. So I'll ready to do the battery rating comparison as well, test very soon. So stay tuned for more updates. In case if you want me to do any other comparison side by side, definitely I can do that video. See you in the next video friends. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. Bye.